Hi, investigators. Mike Evans from the Australian Security Academy with this week's Australian Private Government Corporate Investigator Weekly News. Well, what am I doing here this week when I'm supposed to be on holidays? Look, just yesterday I was fishing, this time yesterday, in a secret location, a state I cannot mention, Tasmania, and I was fishing, having my Christmas holiday break, and suddenly I got a message that someone needed help in the industry and I had to return. Now, you can't message me when I'm on holidays because I'm monitored for digital communications by hostile forces, so you've really got to be careful how you do it. This is what happened. I was minding my own business on Christmas holidays, happily fishing away, and then all of a sudden, I got called back here, so I had to return unexpectedly. So what's happened? The really big thing, it's really important, and it's come out of Melbourne. So down in Melbourne, this important issue has arisen.
I often sit and wish that I could just change my past. To think about you, Dad, there's so much shit that I could ask. Like, why am I still haunted by the day that you left?
CHS need two, not one, they need two, right? Two licensed factual investigators to support their work down in Melbourne. Now, CHS are one of the longest established investigation agencies in Australia. They're one of my favourite investigation agencies in Australia. And in this case, they need two highly experienced investigators. Now, that's unfortunate, but because of the workload and because of some of the complex things that they've been getting, they really need two highly experienced investigators. So if you're a factual investigator that can get your statements and reports past internal checking without corrections, without going back to the person who gave you the statement or to the workplace or to whoever it was, the witnesses, whatever, CHS want to talk to you. They're looking for two people. How do you get in touch with CHS? Watch this video. So if you miss those numbers, all you have to do is hit replay on the Facebook or where you're watching this. Just replay this video. Those numbers will come back up. All right, you can scroll forward to that particular part of the video and you'll see Lisa and Jim's contact details. They need 2 licensed factual investigators or experienced workers' compensation psychological injury investigators. Now, if you fit into that, get in touch with Lisa and Jim today. They want to speak to you. Now, why did I come back from holidays just to tell you that? Well, the really important thing, people, is this program is no value to anyone if I don't assist people in the industry who employ people. Basically, just like you, my network is my net worth. So I can give up a couple of days holiday to come and do a video about a vacancy for CHS. It's my pleasure to help Jim and particularly Lisa out with that. So please get in contact with Jim or Lisa at CHS in relation to that. Some really good news this week is Kate's question. Here it is.
Hey there, Mike. Just wondering how you manage your time as an investigator, specifically within the skip tracing industry.
How about that? Kate sent in a video of a question that she wanted an answer to, and her question was, how do you manage your time as an investigator, specifically in skip tracing? Now, as a result of going to all that effort you just saw over the last 6 seconds of Kate's video, she wins a private investigator mug. And this time next week, she'll be drinking out of that private investigator mug. Now, Kate has a really good question in there. How do you manage your time as an investigator, specifically in skip tracing? Now, with skip tracing, it's really important to understand that you are only allowed a certain amount of contacts with your subjects over the course of any week at specific times. So keeping really good records of your contacts and making sure that you can have access to those records if ever there's a complaint or an argument about you in your work and you are threatened with loss of your license or something by a regulator, you can go back to them and show them that how you do your contacts. Now, even if you just write that down in a paper-based diary and you do that over a period of time for the last 5 years and you can demonstrate it, or for the next 2 years you keep that diary and you can demonstrate it, that will satisfy them. But effectively, paper-based is not the best way to do it. There is an enormous amount today of customer relationship style record keeping, but here's what you can get. Electronic diaries, they record and they remind you of appointments, phone calls, meetings. You can store the details in there, the names, phone numbers, addresses, emails, websites, who referred you to that person or how you came to identify them. So you keep that in something in your phone even, or your BlackBerry, your iPhone, whatever. So task manager software is available. It's very inexpensive now. If this was about investigations and not skip tracing, I would recommend a particular investigation system. They will be on our program later in 2021. But with skip tracing, that customer relationship management or the task manager software in its electronic versions are the best way to do it. So you put it in once, that's it. Then you only have to update it as you go. And that was a really good question from Kate. That was an intelligent question. And Kate's won herself a private investigator coffee mug. And this time next week, Kate will be enjoying a cup of coffee out of her private investigator coffee mug. Good on you, Kate. That was a great question. If you would like to win a private investigator coffee mug, just like Kate did, and just like Marie did the week before, all you have to do is get your mobile phone, send me a question, just record yourself asking a question. Hi, Mike. My name's John. Your jokes are really funny and I really enjoy your Friday show each week. Here's my question, and just send that to me. I'll play it on my show and I will send you a private investigator coffee mug. I've got 13 left. So you'll have some great fun with that. They are, like I said last week, the most stolen item in investigation agencies in Sydney and Melbourne. Investigation agencies that had a dozen of those each some 4 years ago haven't got any left in there now. I don't know where they went. No one broke them, but they just disappeared from there. So that's really important. CHS have 2 vacancies. Kate's won herself a coffee mug. Last week, I forgot to give my report card on the regulators in the private investigation industry. So let's have a look at our report card for 2020. Tasmania, South Australia, Western Australia, they did really well. So they were great regulators. Victoria and New South Wales, they didn't do so well. They got big improvements to go in 2021. So we're looking forward to them to improving in 2021 with what they do as far as regulating investigations go. But well done, Tassie. Well done, South Australia, Western Australia. Queensland, done a great job. So keep it up out there. It's really good to see what you're doing in investigations. With my job vacancies, please, people, get in touch with CHS if you are an experienced investigator in Victoria and you have experience in psychological injury claims. Call Lisa, call Jim, replay the video at that point where I put it in before. So that's the whole purpose of being here today. And as I said, remember, your network is your net worth. So network with those people. They're very well established all around Australia. They employ investigators all around Australia in factual investigations and surveillance. One of the issues that again has arisen this week in Australia, and it's come out of basically a looming deadline with investigators throughout the country is coming up, where some insurers are saying you have to be a member of an industry association. And if you're not a member of an industry association come the 31st of December 2020, you will not get any more work from those investigation agencies. Now, those insurance companies are not issuing any more work or any extra work to people who are members of industry associations. Trust me, they're not. If you are an Australian Security Academy graduate student, you're a member of AIRLAP. It's the Association of Investigation, Risk and Loss Adjusting Professionals. So you are a member of that if you're an Australian Security Academy graduate student in the last 20 years. If anyone tells you that you are not, and that does not meet the requirements of insurers, get them to put that in writing and send it to me, Michael Evans, CEO of the Australian Security Academy at Post Office Box 742 Sanctuary Cove, and I will follow through that with them. All you have to do is be a member of an industry association. That's all it says. It doesn't say what an industry association is, all right? There is nothing further. So if someone says you're not, and that isn't, that's that person's perception. It's not the reality. So if you're an Australian Security Academy student graduate, you are a member of AIRLAP, well done, you made the right choice in your choice of registered training organisations. So that's great news. People, we have covered industry associations. We've covered our 2 job vacancies. That's really important. Next program, I'm going to have some more job vacancies. There was one other job vacancy. I didn't put it up last week. This one's for the Environmental Protection Agency down in Victoria. They want some rubbish solicitors. So they're hiring solicitors in their Waste Crime Prevention Directorate. Now, it closed on the 17th of December. I should have put it up last week, but I'll put it up as an example, just this week, that they do engage solicitors to protect the environment of the EPA. They do a great job there. So that was a job that was down in Victoria. Now, keep in mind, if you're looking for work as a licensed private investigator and you want to find real information on private investigations, go to this Facebook page. That's where I put the jobs up in relation to where the vacancies are, that sort of thing. Now, I haven't even put up CHS's job there as yet because I've had to come back from Christmas holidays just to put this show on, just so I could tell you about it. But I'll have that up there tonight so you can see their contact details. But don't forget, please look, if you're looking for their contact details, they're in that little video that I just showed. So it's a great start to the new year when you know that there are job vacancies like that out there. Now, yes, that is for a more experienced investigator, but they need that for their complex claims. They have other vacancies. They're not the only ones that are available. And they are a very busy Australia-wide investigation agency at CHS. So don't forget, people, if you would like to win a coffee mug, just like Kate did this week, get your question to me, put it on your iPhone, record it, or your phone, and just email that to me or message it to me, and I will answer that question on this program. I hope that answered your questions, Kate, in relation to that. Don't spend a lot of money. Okay, do not go buying something that costs $1,000 a month. You don't need that in the beginning. When you're Kate International Collections, yes, go and do that then. But at this stage, just keep it affordable, keep it manageable. And as you grow in the industry, then you grow your CRM or your task management software on its expense and what it can do after that. This is great. I'm always live. I've always got everything done. Always got everything really prepared. So we'll be back next week with episode 22. I hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas and excellent break, like I'm about to go and take advantage of again, and that you have a prosperous and wonderful new year out there, people. So I will just play that last video for CHS one more time. Here it is. So don't hesitate. Call Jim and Lisa at CHS and get busy in Melbourne. There is a lot of investigation work going on in workers' compensation in Victoria currently. That's the end of the program. We'll be back with more later on this week, and we'll see you then, going out to my favourite Koreans to end our program as we do traditionally.
작전 종료. 전원 복귀할 것.
That's what they say every week in every investigation agency. All their units must return to base because their mission's complete. Oh, I love it. Did you notice in the earlier video that I showed you about why I was called back from holidays to be here in the studio today, that there was a secret message sent by smoke signals, and I don't know whether you missed it or not, but it was the first video, the first confidential message that's ever been sent, right, that was actually successfully withdrawn. I'll show it again. So here I am fishing, minding my own business yesterday. I'm being monitored up there in the left-hand corner. I get my message. And then the message is recalled. How good are communications today when you can recall a message like that? That is absolutely spectacular. Happy New Year, people. See you next week.